Hi, it's Nikki, or Beach with My Babies. It's week 23. Last time I did a video, it was week 14. Sorry, like 9 weeks, that's bad. That's really bad. Excuses, excuses, excuses. A lot has happened in the 9 weeks. The reason I didn't do a video for a couple weeks immediately following my last one was I teach high school and I took 17 students to Scotland. So I was going to talk a little bit about that today and everything. So I'll go with my stats first. I was at 180 at week 14, which was back in July. I think 23rd was the day that I did the film there. It's almost 2 months later, sorry, and I am at 173. So that's actually a bigger loss than I thought. I really thought that I had weighed a little bit less back when I made my last video. For some reason I've gotten in my head that I've been plateaued for the past couple weeks. I have been plateaued. I guess I just didn't realize how much I lost in the month following that video while I was in Scotland. A couple things have happened. I don't know if it's good or bad yet. Weight loss has slowed down. Partly think that that's because I'm getting closer to where my ultimate goal is. Part of me thinks that's an excuse. I don't know. You know, we'll see. But the couple things that I have noticed that are happening. I have gotten really lazy with my food journal. I don't journal every day anymore. In fact, I have no idea if I'm eating my protein requirements. I'm pretty sure that I am because I haven't really changed the style of what I'm eating. If anything, I'm eating more, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I'm not journaling anymore. And I find if I don't journal, I very easily convince myself that I'm living in a fantasy world, right, where I'm not eating all those things, and then I am. So I know that I'm eating more calories than I've ever eaten. Reason for that. Again, file it under excuses, but I still think it's a reason. When I was in Scotland, okay, so I was in Scotland for 2 weeks with these 17 kids, staying at the University of Edinburgh, and we were eating in the cafeteria, which is great because it's, you know, it's a full-on cafeteria, salad bar, there's a lot of selection. I wasn't really nervous at all about my food when I was there just because I knew that I was going to have healthy choices available to me. If you've ever been to the UK, you walk a lot. And in Edinburgh, you take, you know, obviously we don't have a car because no way in hell I'm driving 17 students around. So we took the public transit, and Edinburgh's got a bunch of hills. So I was walking a lot every day. And because I was walking so much, like hours every day, like hours of fast walking, because we would be running late for things, you know, it's like herding cats, right? Those of you who have not taught high school before, herding a bunch of teenagers is almost worse than herding a bunch of kindergartners because they're older and they should know better, so your frustration level's higher, right? So there's just a lot of moving around. They're great kids, don't get me wrong. I love my students, but oh God. Anyway, we walked a lot. So I was really hungry. Like what I was normally eating on a day-to-day basis before Scotland really wasn't cutting it while I was in Scotland. The other thing about Scotland, well, so I was eating more. At every meal, I know I was pushing it because I was so hungry and I'd want to eat more, but I'd get super full, but I'd really still want to eat. And that was a hard thing for me, was to stop when I was full. There were many days when I pushed it to overfullness, you know, when you're just, you know, you feel like if you burp, food's going to come up. Like that's not good. You don't want to get to that point. That's stretching your stomach, which I believe I did a little bit. Not horrible, but my capacity is much higher since Scotland. The other thing is, if you've never had the pleasure of having a UK chocolate, you're missing out on life because the chocolate there is ridiculous good. Like, just ridiculous good. I have a sweet tooth. What I would do is I'd get desserts at the cafeteria and I'd take one bite of each and I'd throw them away. And I know that's really wasteful, but cafeterias in general are really wasteful. So I chalked it up to the exorbitant amount of money that I paid for this pleasure, and I'm sorry to all the people who are starving out there. I felt horrible, but at the same time, I just wanted to try a lot of stuff. Luckily for me, Scottish desserts are not my thing. A lot of cake. A lot of, like, fruity cake. not my thing, right? Maple, fruity, okay, I like chocolate. So I would get, chocolate bars. I had a couple instances where I had chocolate bars I'd had before when I lived in England a couple years earlier, like a decade earlier, and really upset my stomach. So I know that my sugar tolerance is not where it was. Good, which is good. Sugar's not this horrible for you, so that's fine. But by the time I got home, I'm not walking the 12 miles a day that I was walking in Scotland, but my stomach capacity was up. So I haven't gained, knock on wood. Okay, knock on wood. I haven't gained, but it's definitely losing a lot slower. So, excuses. Do I know what I need to do? Yeah. Am I willing to do it? Yes, but not yet. That's kind of my thing right now. I'm kind of comfortable plateauing for a little bit. This is a really fantastic problem to have, but I'm kind of sick of having to buy new clothes, and it's kind of nice to be able to invest in a couple of things that I want to wear for a little while. It's also very freeing and empowering to be okay with where I'm at right now, and know that if I want to lose more, I can when I want to. So right now, I'm focusing on fitness more than I'm focusing on losing weight. I'm focusing on my circuit training. I've definitely, and I gotta stop the video pretty soon, but my weightlifting capacity has gotten, I've made more progress in the last 4 months since I had my surgery than I probably did in the last year or two of all my circuit training. My endurance is up, my cardiovascular is up, the amount of weight and reps that I can do is up, my recovery is up, my heart recovery is up. It's a very powerful, wonderful feeling. So now that my circuit training is going really well and I feel like I'm getting some really good workouts in, my next project with myself is to start running. So I started the Couch to 5K plan today. I'd gotten through about week 7 before my surgery, and then I stopped. So I'm going to try doing that again with the goal of running more often while still doing circuit. So I'm going to focus for a little while on still going to Weight Watchers meetings, going to my meetings and getting those talks in. I find those are very therapeutic, and then focusing now on charting time in the gym. And so running is a goal of mine for this next week, and I'm going to try to get back into food journaling. It's a chore. It's a habit. I got to get back into it, and I hate doing it, but it does make a big difference. So those of you who go, I don't want it, makes a big difference. It sucks for a reason, because anything that makes a difference takes some work. So running, food journaling, yeah. Anyway, thanks so much. So sorry it's been 9 weeks. It's unexcusable. Talk to you soon.